Get the goods. Load them up now.
Cover me!
Hey man, you ain't my boss. Way I said we work for the same company. Since I got seniority, you cover me. Okay, I'll cover you. Go!
National Security is a 2003 action comedy buddy cop movie, except they're not cops. It's a mostly standard PG-13 for that time period, but I've noticed how much care even a mid-grade PG-13 action movie of that era took with the material. I went in expecting a dumb comedy, and the comedy is mostly dumb here, but within minutes of starting, I saw solid stunts with the main character smashing through glass walls, bullets actually destroying the environment, and very pleasing car chases. Back then, car chases were still being done with real cars, not just in CGI studios. We have cars smashing through buildings and going over jumps. For a goofy PG-13 movie, it has so much fun with the material. Gunfights are dynamic, and I love seeing what guns they pulled out. There was a gunfight in a warehouse full of 2 liters, and squibs are exploding bottles over the place, and there is debris and liquid flying everywhere. The reptile brain just loves it. Bullets make holes all over the place and shatter glass, with real thought put into this that I barely see in movies now with 5 times the budget of this. It was this respect for details, this almost sense of the movie punching above its weight, that has really endeared me to it. We have Steve Zahn in the lead, and he's one of my favorite actors for supporting roles. I first encountered him in That Thing You Do, but liked his sidekick role in Sahara. It's unfortunate that series never went anywhere. He has an incredible lead in A Perfect Getaway. Like I said, he rarely plays leads, but everything he appears in is instantly better. He plays a police officer in this who quickly loses his partner. While still grieving, he runs into our other lead, Martin Lawrence, a wannabe police officer who always gets kicked out of the academy. For a zany series of events, it appears as though Zahn's character assaults Lawrence's character, and Zahn is sent to prison for 6 months with the conviction of police brutality. Once he gets out, one of the few jobs he can get is a deadbeat security job, the same place Lawrence's character works. The two become embroiled in a bad guy's plot, with the villain being played by Eric Roberts. Martin Lawrence is playing his usual persona here, basically a Wish.com Eddie Murphy, no disrespect. Beyond his excellent involvement in the Bad Boy movies, and yes, I loved all of them, even the new one, and would love to see another, Lawrence didn't see as much success. His film Blue Streak is pretty similar in many ways to this film, and is still goofy fun with crowd-pleasing action. He's fine in Wild Hogs, but that whole movie is very B-tier. It is crazy that he had this movie and Bad Boys 2 come out the same year. It's little wonder this one was forgotten in comparison. When you go through that comparison, Bad Boys 2 wins the director standoff, the main lead standoff, and the action standoff. To be fair, you are comparing much different budgets. Bad Boys 2 at about $130 million, and National Security's budget seemingly not being recorded anywhere I could find. It brought in about $50 million worldwide, while Bad Boys 2 brought in about $273.3 million roughly. Bad Boys 2 was made as an R-rated action movie in comparison to the oft-used studio tactic of releasing a film as PG-13 so everyone goes and sees it. This does not always work, as data shows. Despite all of this, the movie is still a really fun thrill ride. My only problems with it being Lawrence's character is written to play off of the race jokes and race card quite a bit. It gets a bit weary, but it actually balances itself out in the last third of the movie. I'd still rather have this, the actors joking about the topic, than the weary preaching delivered by modern films and actors. This film actually had a scene in it that made me stop and think, whereas much of mainstream cinema today has me annoyed.
Your partner got killed. You lost your job. You got thrown in jail. Your girlfriend walked. And now you're a security guard making $182 a week. You know what you are, Hank? You're a black man.
You've got to do better, Senator. You've got to step up. Because if you don't, the next Carly will. And you don't want to see 2.0.
At the end of the day, this actually left me considering the state of things instead of looking for a palate cleanser. My other problem is, I wish they could have had some actual blood squibs in this. The other gunshot effects and destruction effects are incredibly satisfying. That is the one caveat. Maybe the R rating would have solved this. For the rest of the cast, we had the aforementioned Eric Roberts, although I don't think I've brought him up on the channel before. He's done supporting roles all throughout the industry with many villain roles. If I could, I would like to mention his movie The Butcher from 2009, where he played the lead and it actually has good gunfights. He was in The Beautiful Ones from 2017, and that also had fun action. Neither of those should be evaluated as A movies like most of his work. You may recognize him as the main bad guy from the first Expendables. I'm not sure I've ever gone out of my way to watch a movie just because he's in it, but he's a very reliable bad guy in cinema. Bill Duke is also in the film, and he is like Zahn in that he immediately increases the entertainment of any film by just existing. I always love seeing him show up. He was of course in the original Predator movie, Commando, and Action Jackson, so his action roots go way back to the very formative 80s. Sadly, recently he hasn't been in many, if any, major movies, and that's practically a crime. The movie was a fun 90-minute thrill ride with action that made me wish for better days, and a style of PG-13 actioner we may never see again. Maybe the movie made me nostalgic, despite having never seen it before, and for a type of film no one really ever took seriously. Solid production values, excellent stunts, especially with the cars, and gunfights that had just a tinge of John Woo energy made this movie earn a recommendation from me and evidence of how we could really be doing better in quasi-family level action movies. This has been Stormdog. Until next time.